Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another reading vlog. In today's video, I'm going to be reading some books off of my winter TBR that I was just really excited to get to. I'm not gonna lie, I could probably also call this video reading sad books because both of these books are pretty darn sad. And I feel like because of that, I've been putting off reading these books for quite some time now, but I finally took the plunge. Let's just go ahead and get into the reading vlog. Okay, as you guys have already seen, I started The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and I have been putting this book off for so long, and it's because it's one of those books that I know I'm really going to enjoy, but it's also going to be a heavier book. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. It's about World War II, and it's going back and forth between the perspectives of two different sisters, Vianne and Isabelle. We're in France, and Vianne's husband was just recently sent off to war, so she's left in France to take care of her daughter, and then her sister Isabelle is sent to go live with Vianne by their father, who lives in Paris, and Vianne lives more in the countryside, so I think her father just thought it would be safer for her to be in the countryside than in Paris, where a lot of things are happening and going on. Vianne and Isabelle's relationship is really messy, honestly. There's been a lot of bridges that have been burned, a lot of apologies for things that have happened in the past that haven't been said, a lot of understandings that haven't been come to, and because of that, and the impending war that is going on, those things still have not happened in their relationship. It's just really hard and complicated. Isabelle is this very high-strung, she wants to do something, she can't stand the Germans, and Vianne is kind of like gaslighting herself into thinking that her husband's definitely gonna come home, and once he comes home, everything will be fine, he'll figure it out. And I can definitely see why both Vianne and Isabelle feel the way that they do, why they are choosing to act the way that they do, relating to the Germans and just the war in general. Obviously going in, I knew that this book was about World War II, but I was not expecting it to start off the way that it did. I thought that we were gonna take some time and get to know our characters before the war really commenced and we were fully brought into that part of the story, but no, you completely jump right in. And because of that, in the 138 pages that I've read so far, there have already been moments that I've teared up a little bit, or things that have been a little bit hard to read. I can't do this. I've said this before about the other two books that I've read by her. Both of those books are 5 stars for me. I love her writing. The way that she tells a story. This book is unputdownable. You just want to keep going and going, and like, I don't even know what it is exactly. Like, I can't exactly pinpoint it. That makes me want to keep reading, but it's like there's drugs in her writing and in her books. I don't know how she does it. Like, I genuinely don't get it. And I also feel like her books evoke so much emotion in me, so I do have to spread them out. Honestly, kind of ambitious for me to read this book right now because I did just read Firefly Lane in November, absolutely loved it, but also sobbed my eyes out. And that book was honestly like a lot emotionally for me to handle, still think about it to this day. But I decided in 2026 I am done putting off books that I know I'm going to enjoy, even if they are a little bit emotional. But I was in the perfect mood for this, so I decided to pick it up. I'm also reading this as a book club book, I guess you could call it that, with my friends Kristen and Olivia. We all decided to do 75 booked with each other at the beginning of this year. Sorry if it sounds a little bit different now, the heat just came on and sometimes it can be a little bit loud, but anyways, I'm documenting that whole 75 booked process on my TikTok, so if you want to see how that journey goes along, you can go ahead and check it out there. But we decided that each month while we're doing 75 booked, we wanted to read a book together, and the first one was The Nightingale. We were just all really excited to read it this year and in the mood for it, so that's why I started this. I'm really loving it so far, and I'm really excited to dive back into reading it. halfway through. I think I'm taking a lot more time than I thought I would with reading this, just because it is very high stakes. It is very intense. I ended up having to start a fluffier, more lighthearted book on the side. So if I'm in the mood to read, I can either pick that one or this one, just depending on how I'm feeling. Because if you're mentally not in the right headspace, like this could be a little bit too much for you to read. And I think that me knowing that this is historical fiction, like yeah, it's fiction, but it's also history. Like these things happen to people, not these exact characters, but knowing that these were real things that people went through is really like hard to read, especially because the things that were happening to these characters didn't even happen over 100 years ago yet. Like that is the craziest part to me. And another crazy part is the fact that these types of things, maybe not in the exact way because we are more of a modern society, but very similar, if not the same things, are still happening today all across the world. And that honestly makes me feel really unsettled. I almost picked this book up last year around this time, and I'm honestly glad that I didn't, because I was not in a good mental headspace and I don't think I would have been able to handle this book, and I don't even know if I can handle it right now. Like I already know this is going to be a book where either tonight or tomorrow night I'm going to be sitting in my reading chair finishing it late at night and I'm going to be sobbing. There will be Kleenexes filling up my mini garbage can that is next to my reading chair for that reason. Like that garbage can will be to the brink. And honestly, this clip is taking me forever to film because like I don't know what else to say. We all know about World War II. We all know the absolutely like catastrophic, awful things that happened during that time in history. Like I actually feel sick to my stomach thinking about this book and reading this book. And again, that's why I had to pick up a lighter book, but I'm hoping to maybe finish it tomorrow because I feel like at this point I'm just putting off the inevitable, and I really want to know what ends up happening because I really do care for these characters and I want the best for them. Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel sick to my stomach right now. Oh my gosh. Why does this always happen whenever I read one of her books? God damn it. Oh my gosh. Oh. Are you kidding me? Holy shit, this is so sad. No, pack it up. Pack it up. I finished it. Yeah. I finished The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and it's actually been maybe like a week or two since I finished this. I honestly just haven't been ready to talk about it, but this book is one of those books that really changes you and changes your views on things, being able to see a war that was so detrimental to so many people firsthand with characters that you truly get to know and get to connect with, especially with the current political climate of everything going on. It made it tougher to read, in all honesty. It made me even more anxious thinking about what was going on in this book, to the point where I was putting off reading it. And I feel like there's honestly not a lot of books that I read that make me feel as much as this book made me feel. It is very heavy. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I feel like being in a good mental health space is really important to read this book, even though it is kind of hard to achieve a good mental health space with everything going on. But even if you're not mentally feeling your best, I would recommend spreading it out a little bit more and really taking your time to appreciate this story and what these characters went through. It is a very important story, and I genuinely think everybody should read it. I think I'm going to rate it a 5 stars just because of the impact that it had on me. It was just so well done and so good. But I did read this with 2 of my friends, Olivia and Kristen, and we all rated it 5 stars because it was incredible. We currently have a winter storm watch going on right now, which is kind of funny considering the vlog that I'm filming, and it is snowing. So I figured it would be the perfect time to pick up the next book in the Beartown trilogy, Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. This is the second one. I read the first book, Beartown, in December, and I absolutely loved it. It was a 5-star read for me. Maybe we'll have 2 5 stars in this video.
Who knows? I also just realized that I'm matching it with my sweater, which is kind of cute, but this book is set in the town of Beartown, which is a small town in Sweden where nothing really crazy happens, but the biggest thing of note is their junior ice hockey team, which is a lot of pressure to put on teenage boys. And you end up getting to see how that pressure affects the players, but also the rest of the town. We get so many different POVs in this book, but I feel like he does it in a way that is so seamless and not confusing at all, especially with how many POVs we get. I don't even know how many people POVs we get. That's how many there are. In the first book, there ends up being a tragedy that happens that changes and affects the entire town. And we got to see quite a bit of what happened after that tragedy, but because of the way the first one ended, it honestly could have been a standalone. So I'm really curious to see where he's gonna go with this from there. I feel like a lot of people's misconception about this series is that it's like just about an ice hockey team, but it is so much more than that, and it is so beautifully done, and I cannot wait to read this. I'm also gonna be buddy reading this with Lottie. I was about to say Lottie Smalley, but that feels so like weirdly formal to me. This is her channel though, right here. I love her videos, watch literally every single one. And she already started it and she said it was like sad, like big sad. So I'm a little bit nervous, but also excited because I love this town and I love these characters.
Literally just read the first chapter and I'm instantly reminded of how much I love his writing. His style is so unlike other people's writing style. It's just so good. The analogies that he uses, I feel like I've never really heard before, but they work so well. I love the format, how he breaks things down into little paragraphs. Like I genuinely could just go on and on and on about how good his writing is. And what I'm most excited for is that he makes like themes of chapters and talks about a bunch of different people in the town and how that theme relates to all of them. And then at the end of the chapter, he like wraps it up in a nice little bow. And then he keeps bringing that theme back throughout the entire book. So I have a feeling we'll get some in this book that are new, but I feel like we're also going to get some from the first book that are going to hit even harder. Because whenever I hear those analogies, I'm going to be relating it to the things that happened in the first book, and I feel like that's going to make it mean so much more. And I'm only on page 3, and I feel like I am already just so excited to be back in this world with these characters. I don't know if excited is the right word because I feel like I'm gonna be really sad and cry, but I just love it. I feel like it has just impacted me so much. Not only the writing, like I already talked about, but his storytelling. So I just need to shut up and keep reading, honestly.
I would say I'm about halfway through Us Against You now, and I feel like the first 50-ish pages, give or take, was honestly just a recap of the first book, Beartown, giving kind of like where are they now vibes, which definitely makes sense. I feel like second books in series tend to do that, but I feel like I've noticed it a little bit more in this one just because we have so many different characters we're following that we need to know what's going on with each of them at this point in their stories. There's also quite a few new characters, so with getting to know the new characters and then also reacquainting ourselves with the old ones, I feel like it's just been a little bit slow, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because I feel like we're just right in that like money spot of the rising action where it's about to hit the fan and things are going to start moving and we're really going to start getting into the story. Now that we've laid all the groundwork with the characters we're going to be following in this second book, and it's not that it's been confusing in any way. I just feel like the first half of this book has been me like kicking my feet, kind of waiting for something big to happen because I know it's going to happen. The second book is also a lot more political in my opinion than the first one, even though the first one was also pretty political. but we're following a politician in Beartown. So we're getting to see the inner workings of how his politics specifically work and what he's willing to do and who he's willing to cross to get what he wants. And Lottie actually texted me about this. She said that he's giving major Aaron Burr vibes, and I could not agree more. He's just like a slimy politician. He's giving, if you stand for nothing, what do you fall for? And there's a lot of different connections that he's starting to have with our main characters, and I don't really know where we're going with that. I also feel like all of our main characters are going through something just so sad and drastic right now. And even though I love his writing, his storytelling, and all of these characters, it's really sad. I feel like we just keep getting hit after hit of hardships for the people in these books, and you just can't help but feel for them and like want to give them hugs because you care about them so much and you just truly want what's best for them. I did just stop at a point, and this is why I decided to do my update now, but I stopped at a point where I thought my heart was going to like fall directly from my chest, so I'm gonna dive back in.
This is not looking good. I think I'm safe, guys. That was scary. I'm gonna start this thought off by saying that this might indeed be a hot take, but I feel like this book is missing something, and I can't exactly put my finger on it yet. I might have to wait until I'm actually finished with it, but there's just something about this second book that doesn't feel the same as the first one. And it's not that it's bad, it's not that I don't like it, the writing's still good, I'm still enjoying it, but it's just not living up to Beartown. And again, I can't exactly pinpoint that. I don't know if it's because we've gotten to know so many new characters, so we've taken quite a bit of time getting to know them, and like I already said, the setup was kind of a lot, but then I feel like the politics of everything was very important at like the beginning of the book, and then now we're just like not talking about it as much, but we are seeing the effects of it. It's almost like the balance of this book is a little bit off for me. I feel like I've been wanting to see more of certain characters here and there from the first book, and we really haven't gotten to, or we'll get moments of them and I really like those moments, but I just want more of those. And again, I'm still really liking it. Like, I still do enjoy this series. It's just not what I thought it was gonna be, I guess, which isn't a bad thing, but it's kind of giving me like filler book vibes. And I do not like a filler book. But it's also like not a filler book in a bad way. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it took so long for things to actually start happening and for the plot to like start moving, that now at this point I feel like even the payoff of everything that happened at the beginning and now whenever the plot is actually moving, like nothing is really happening, which isn't always a bad thing. And I know literary fiction is kind of more of a character-based genre, and I still love the characters. Like Benji in particular, loved him in the first book, and I still love him now. I feel like he's so crazily misunderstood, not only by the people in the town, but also himself. He's just one of those characters that I feel so much for, and I just want to go give him a hug. And I feel like I've been wanting more of him and more of Maya as well in this book, even though we still have gotten a lot of their stories, but they're just like my sweet baby angels, and I just want the best for both of them, and I like care so much about them. I just feel like overall I need more. I feel like there have been quite a few things too that have happened that have been a little too on the nose, you know what I mean? Like either I expected these things to happen, or it's very, maybe not predictable, but I don't even know. I'm like so confused as to why I'm feeling like this, and I seriously cannot figure it out. And right now I'm just like voicing all these different thoughts that I have to see if I can figure it out, but I still don't truly know what that something that I'm feeling that is missing is. I feel like this might be something that I just need to finish the book, and then maybe I'll know more about my feelings. And I have like 30 pages left, so I don't know if my feelings are gonna change a ton by the time that I finish the book, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. time for final thoughts. I finished Us Against You, and I'm having a lot of trouble coming to terms with my feelings on this book. Especially because now that I have finished it, I kind of realized I just didn't enjoy this one as much as Beartown. Like I already said in my last update, I felt like there was something missing for me, and it's not just one thing, it's a bunch of things. I feel like before the halfway point, I was like, you know, maybe it's just slow because we're learning about new characters and we have different plot lines and different things going on, so maybe it's just, you know, taking some time. I feel like literary fiction books can notoriously be a little bit slower than other genres sometimes, so I was letting it, you know, breathe. I was letting it have its moment, and then I was like, oh, it's gonna pick up. Things are gonna happen. And it kind of didn't. The certain characters he had do certain things just didn't match up with the characters themselves, and it felt like he was using those specific characters as just plot devices. I talked about this at the beginning of this video, but I loved his writing in the first book because he would have these themes and call them back here and there, and he would have themes for like a chapter and wrap it up in a good bow, and he would relate it to all these different characters, and it just felt really satisfying whenever he did that in the first book. And I feel like in here there weren't a lot of new themes, but the theming that he was using was almost like in a repetitive way with some of the ideas that he had in here, but also with the things that he was bringing back from the last book. And not just with themes, just like things that were told to characters felt like I had read the exact same sentence in the last book. And I was kind of hoping for something new, like a bigger idea or something that was built upon that idea at least, and I just didn't really get that. For me, there's a difference between something being repetitive and calling back to something. Whenever you're calling back to something, it has a bigger impact. Whenever something's being repetitive, it almost makes it redundant. And for some reason in this book it was redundant, and in the last book it was a callback to me. And to be frank, the newer characters, whenever something happened to them, I didn't really get enough character development to fully care about them. And I feel like if we would have spent less time getting to know the politician character and more time getting to know a certain character that something happens to, I feel like that would have had more of an impact on me because I would have cared more for that character and connected more with them. But I didn't care. I liked his writing. Like, it is still just such a great format, and the way that he tells a story I enjoyed, but I feel like the story itself that he decided to tell just didn't really work for me. Maybe I don't like the storytelling in this book then. It's honestly like 50-50. I don't know. And I know I'm probably in the minority here. I know so many people absolutely love and adore the entire series, but I loved Beartown. Like, I loved it so much. And I was honestly just a little bit let down. I have so many weird feelings about this book. I almost feel like it's a 3-star. And like, that's not a bad rating because like there were still things that I enjoyed about it. Like, I didn't hate it. There were just things that I didn't really like maybe like a 3 to a 3.5. I don't know yet. I'll have to update you guys on my thoughts with this book on Goodreads whenever I am a little bit more solidified in my rating, but those are my current thoughts. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you watched until this far in the video, go ahead and comment down below the snowflake emoji so I know who the real ones are who watched until the end. And if you want to keep up with me on the daily, you can go ahead and follow my socials. They're linked down below in every single video. And I think that's going to be it from me today. I love you guys so much. Hope you're all having an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
Okay.
Stretch. Oh, bless you. Are you okay?
Snot is going everywhere.
Peace.